Hello, my name is J-Bear, and welcome back. This is episode 2 of my creative futuristic city build using World Edit. And in the last episode, we built this big road layout here with these circles, and also terraformed all of this land to make a nice big flat area that we can build in. And behind me, back there, you might see a red rectangle. Let's go over there. Let's take a look at what I've got going on right over there. So we're going to fly over here because this is the area that I'm planning on building today. And I don't know if I mentioned in the last episode or not, but all of the builds that I build here, some of them are going to be things that I design on my own, ideas that I have for buildings, but I'm also going to take buildings from various TV shows and movies that take place in the future, and I'm gonna build some of those. And this is where the first one's going to go. So, you probably don't know, just looking at a big red box, what it might be. But let me give you a little hint here. Good news, everybody! You know what that's from? This is going to be the Planet Express building from Futurama. That is what we're going to put here in this area. I don't know if I'm going to need the whole rectangle, but just kind of thinking about it and planning it out a little bit, I might need this whole area. It might end up being a rather big building. And I don't intend most of my buildings to be super big, but this one, I don't know. I think to get all the detail, it might need to be. So I might experiment a little bit with some different scales of the building just to try to get the shape right before I go into detailing it. But it might need to be one of my bigger buildings here. So we're going to mess around a little bit and see what we can come up with. Okay, so this road here is going to extend down to the water. And I did do some terraforming over here already, just to kind of extend this out underneath the box of where I think I'm going to need. But if necessary, I'll cut the land back a little bit because this is supposed to be directly on the water. So let me see. If I put a block here, let's make a cylinder here, and let's see what we can do here. Helps to make my cylinder hollow instead of not hollow. Let's try that again. I think that scale there might be a bit small, because then there's this part that comes off over here. That connects to the bigger part of the hangar over here. Yeah, I think we're going to have to go quite a bit bigger with this. So let's undo that. And let me get rid of all this. And I'm going to find the center here of this area. Or, maybe I'll just kind of estimate it's about here. So let's say if we go about right here. About like that. And let's make a cylinder twice the size of what I just did. So let's go with 10. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. So let's go up a little bit here. Yeah, I think that will work. And then let's take this part. Now, this is going to be a building that it's not going to have anything done inside. It's going to be hollow or maybe solid. I don't know yet. We'll see. But let's stack this 10 blocks over there, because that's the little part that connects to the bigger hangar. So if we come from there, so this part of the building extends out further than the round part. So if we do that, and then maybe 4 blocks, maybe 5, like that, and then come in a couple blocks like that, something like that, because this part comes up and then it curves over the top, and then there's this wall that comes along here, which if we come down to about like this, and then come out with this wall like that. So just looking at this as the scale of it, I think that will probably be pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to keep working on just kind of laying out the shape of this a little bit. And I'll show you what I kind of work out with it and go from there. Alright, so I looked back at my reference images a little bit to make sure that I had the scale of this correct. And I did have this part down here a little too narrow, so I widened that out a little bit. And I did do this part pretty well, just kind of eyeballing it, and I did have to make some adjustments to it, but I think that this will work. Also, there's this part here that kind of juts off the backside of the building and comes out over the water, so I am going to need to make some changes here. Let me see, whoops, hit the correct buttons here. Hold on, there we go. Let's see, so probably about here, this section to the left is going to need to become water. Maybe not quite there, maybe about here. And this does need to be, to make this look correct, this does need to be a straight line where this is water over here, this is land over here, and there'll be a wall, like a retaining wall here. And which actually is pretty easy to build in Minecraft. That's going to be a pretty simple thing to do. So I think that's about where I want to put it. The other thing is, the road that goes next to it in the TV show does come down straight instead of curving like this, but that's okay. This is my own interpretation of it, and I will probably just replace all of this grass well, down at this end of the building. Let's see, I think about here. Let's see, let's go ahead and do this. Half of it has sidewalk and half of it has like another material. So we'll go to about there. Let's just do replace grass block with smooth. Helps if I spell smooth correctly. Smooth stone. Okay, so we're going to use that because it does have these, it does have much bigger sections of sidewalk than that, but this is what we have in Minecraft. It's what I'm going to use, and I think that'll work okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change up, I'm going to do all the land around. I'm going to build the wall through here, and then I will show you what that looks like. Alright, now as you can see, I have the wall in place, and I have straightened up the land through here, even terraformed underwater a little bit, just so that we don't have any really straight lines underneath, you know. Do have a little bit of stuff going on here, but what I'll probably do is turn this wall to come down this way and maybe come over here and end it over here someplace. Because like I said, this road is going to extend out to this wall. And looking at this on the video screenshots that I have from the show, it looks like this brown is actually flush with the gray on the wall, but this is Minecraft. I wanted to give it a little bit more shape, and so that's what I did, just because it looked a little bit too flat. And I don't know, maybe I should do that with it. Yeah, I think I will do that with it. So let's just go ahead and stack this down. I don't know what, like 50 blocks? No, more than that. 80 blocks. And this is actually a pretty big build. I didn't really expect it to be quite this big, but it does seem like it needs to be able to fit in all of the detail on it that I want to put in. Yeah, I like that a little bit better, even though it is a little bit thicker of a wall. I think it looks a little bit better when looking at it from this side. So I also put in the sidewalk wherever there's supposed to be sidewalk. And then down here, it looks like it's dirt. There's not many. You don't really see this end of the building that much on the show. I only remember seeing it a couple times, and I only found like one screenshot online of this end. And it looks like this end is dirt in this section. So I used the gray concrete or brown concrete powder instead of dirt. I think that looks a little bit better. It looks a little bit more like what's in the show. And I don't know if I'll keep all of this sidewalk. Maybe some other building will go right here in this area, but for now, it's going to be sidewalk. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on building up the shape of this thing. I've got the outline, got the ground cover, got the wall. I know where everything's going to go. And so now I can start building it up and giving it some shape. As you can see from the replay, I put the hangar together just as kind of an outline of the area, but then in doing the cylindrical tower part of the building, I really couldn't do an outline of it, and so I may have gone a little bit more into detail than I planned for the time lapse here with this part of the building. It's kind of actually mostly built. And you can also see there's some terracotta there, there's some wool. I just wanted to see what the terracotta would look like, because I think that's the material I'm going to go with for this building. But yeah, you can see I did detail this a little bit more than what I intended, but it was kind of necessary to get the size correct. Alright, so as I said in the time lapse, I'm going to change all of the red wool here into red terracotta. I think that will be a good choice for the material to build this out of. It's a little more textured than concrete. It's not quite as bright. And even though the pictures from the show do look pretty bright, I think this will be a little bit better. So I'm going to come up here, and we're just going to come into the middle of this, and we're going to do replace near. Place near, and we're going to do, let's say 20 blocks, and we're going to do red wool with red terracotta. There we go. And there we go. Okay, so that changed this part of it. Should all be red terracotta now. And I got some of this too. So we're just going to come right over in here and run the command again. Replace near sometimes takes a few seconds to run because it has to look at all of the blocks in the radius that you specified. So, you know, it could be examining possibly thousands of blocks. I made a big mistake with that one time. I did a replace near that, and I tried like 200 blocks, even though it was only going to be replacing something like I don't know, maybe a couple hundred blocks, it still had to examine like hundreds of thousands of blocks, and I think I crashed the server doing that. I'm pretty good at crashing the server sometimes. Anyway, yeah, I'm kind of known for that around here, crashing the server with World Edit. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fill in some of these areas. Stack that 10 down. In fact, we can get this whole area here if we just do stack 10 down, minus A for air. There we go. Instant walls. And we'll have to do, like, let's say if we can do both sides here at once. And let's see, what do we got to do here? Maybe like 30 blocks? Nope, a few more. Okay, so there's that. And then let's get this wall. All right, there's that wall. And these big arches. Let's see if we go here. And then we come up to right here. And what we need to do here, like 3 blocks. Yep, 3 blocks. And then we'll do this side. All right, and that's all filled in. And then we just got to do, oh, looks like we got a little bit right in here. That's probably just easiest to fill in by hand. And then we've got like this area here. So if we just take that over like 5. Nope, one more. 6. And then we'll take this over. And it can go over 6 as well. It doesn't matter that it is outside of the, or that it doesn't really matter what the inside looks like. Like, there's going to be little weird things like this and stuff in here. I don't really care because this is just an outside building. Okay, so that's fine. Let's take this one over. And this one. Okay, now as long as I've got it, yeah, to the middle, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to then select this and this, and I'm going to fall down apparently. I'm going to stand right up here in the middle, and I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to flip it to the left, and then we're going to paste. And so that fills in this whole area. And then we're going to come up here and we're going to stand in the middle, and we have to rotate that 180 degrees, and we'll paste, and that just did that side. And then if we stand here and we look this way and we flip it left again, paste it in there, and we got a hole to fill in here. So we'll just stack this down. All right, and just like that, we have a solid building. Oh, I forgot this side. Gotta take care of this. In fact, this... Now, I don't know what this does underwater, but honestly, it doesn't really matter all that much. So we're just gonna stack this 10 down, minus air. So we'll just let it go underwater. I really don't care what it does down here. You know what? Let's just take it down to the ground. How about that? And then we just won't worry about it. There we go. We'll let it do that. And then if we... Let's see, stack this over here. Oh, what about 10 blocks? This is how I do my world editing. I don't count how many blocks most things are. I just guess. And then if I'm short, then I will just extend it over the extra that it needs to go. There's no reason to take the time to count stuff. All right, and now let's stack this down. What about 5 blocks down? There we go. And actually we should maybe, yeah, let's just stack this down. Like that. And then we need to come over here. Okay, and we got a little bit of a hole right here, so let's go ahead and fill that in. So 3 blocks. There we go. World Edit is a really, really nice way to easily do big things like this and form a shape very, very quickly. Now I still have a little bit that I need to do in here to close that up. I still have to do the hangar doors in here. I have to look back at my reference image for that. But as you can see, I do have this area mostly done as far as the shape goes. It does need some detailing, and you can see I did choose what the window's going to look like here. And I think I got the shape pretty much correct. I still need to put the thing up on top, so I'm going to go back and, well, I'm going to go around, I'm going to fix up some of this stuff too, because there is little holes like this. So I'm going to go fix all of that kind of stuff and maybe work on some of the shape of this a little bit, put a roof on this. So I'm going to do a little bit and then I'll come back and show you what I've done. All right, so you can see I've done a little bit of work here. Like I said, I went around and I filled in some of the holes that were showing in the around the edge of the tower part here. I put a roof on this, pretty simple. And then I went and I did the roof on top, where this is where the ship would come out right here. And I also put windows on both sides. So there's some more detailing that I need to do with this. The shape I'm pretty happy with. Looks like I got the tower area here with the little walkway around the outside, which I don't ever remember seeing anybody in the show go out on that walkway. Maybe they do, but I just never noticed. But there's like all kinds of things that are stuck on the outside of this building. So I got a couple things in my inventory here. Like they've got like there's this area that's like a little bit of a raised concrete platform for these tanks that are sitting on here. There's like 2 tanks sitting up here. So I'm going to try and build something on here. I think maybe we'll do one more row of these. I really wish we had concrete slabs because that would probably look better here than these, but we're kind of limited. And there's 2 round tanks that go here. And well, let's see, I'll do it like this. And what I was thinking is that because they are against the wall. So if we go like this, and then maybe take and put wall. Oh, I'm breaking the wrong things here. Take and put a black stone wall like that. It kind of makes it look a little bit round. And then we'll put some stair blocks like that, because then that will kind of make it look a little bit round. And then it's got like these pipes that come up out of them like that. So I think that'll work. And then let's see if we'll edit this over. We can probably just do stack 1. There we go. There's 2 tanks. I might have to look back at my reference images because I think one of these attaches into the other one, something like that, and then it goes up on top of the building into this black box that's up there. So I'm gonna have to go back and forth a lot to my images, but look at that. It already adds something to it. It makes it look less plain. And there is a lot of little detail like that all around the building. There's like this walkway thing right here. Maybe it's not a walkway, maybe it's meant to be something else. I think there's like a pipe or a tank down here. This is supposed to have like 8 windows going around, but I think I'm just gonna do 4. I think I'm just gonna do windows like here on the front and on each of the sides, because it's not easy to do diagonal windows. And we have to, of course, do the front door. I know there's some tanks and things down here. There might be some stuff down here. I have to do all the windows in this. And then there's all kinds of stuff stuck on this side. So there's a lot more detail that I'm gonna put into this. So I'm gonna work on that, and then I will show you what that looks like once I've got something put together. All right, so I have all of the detail put together. As I was showing you before, I started down here with these tanks, and like I said, there was a pipe that connected into the other, and I was right. And it goes up here to this, what looks like just a black box on the roof. There's some other pipes here, another pipe over there. And then there's this kind of walkway with a railing up here with some green supports, some type of tank here with a pipe coming out that goes down there, pipe here. But I did realize when I was looking at my reference photos, I actually have one too many windows, and this might actually be a little longer than it needs to be, but that's okay. I'm not going to change it. One thing I also noticed is that my vertical scale is off a bit too. Like there's a lot more room between this tank and this walkway, and then the walkway and the windows, and then the windows in the top. But sometimes you have to change things when building in Minecraft. And then we've got some windows here. They actually have a green and yellow outline, but I can only do so much in Minecraft, of course. Then we got the front door. It's a double wide glass door surrounded in green. There's some lights. That's what these yellow gold blocks are. And then there's like a control panel here, which is the sign. And then the Planet Express sign up on top. And then all the way up on top, there's this little observation viewing area from up here that you can just kind of look out all the different ways. And then the tower on top, which is kind of, the bottom part is sort of made of metal, and it narrows up and then goes into a golden part with like spiral gold things going around. But of course, Minecraft can't do all that. So we make it look as good as we can. Coming around the back here, there is this pipe that goes down into the water. There is this little building room thing here with this kind of slotted looking door with pipe coming out of it. There's another tank back here with this pipe. There's some equipment over here. There's another little platform that comes out like this, and a door right there at that point. And then this, of course, has the window in it like that. Then we come around to this backside, and I guess this is supposed to be like a big exhaust area, like as the ship is, has its engines exhausting, it would come out through these openings here. There's actually 3 of them, but I can't fit 3, so I made a little change. And then there's all this equipment up here, and there's wires going all over the place, which I had to use iron bars for that. They actually connect over into like a electrical tower type of thing over here on this side, which maybe I'll build that eventually and connect it into it, but for now that's enough. And then there's a fence that separates the sidewalk from the dirt area. And you don't really notice a lot of this stuff when you see it on the show, when you're watching it, because they don't really show the outside in great detail that often. It's usually a couple seconds here and there as a clip, but when you're looking at an image of it or watching a video segment over and over and over again, you start noticing all this stuff. So I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I think it looks pretty good. It's pretty obvious what it is for anybody that watches Futurama, and maybe we'll do something out here along the sidewalk at some point, because there is a lot of sidewalk. But that's it for this video. That is all I have time for. So if you like this video, please click the like button and leave a comment down below. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'll see you next time.